This is my video where I'm just going to show a glimpse of my photography book. It's inside it has some information so that you can look me up online, because I didn't put words really in the book. It's just photographs. It starts off with about a block away from where I lived in Toronto for a few years, and then I took the photographs with a digital camera and sometimes a cell phone, not an iPhone, but whatever phone I had, but usually a timer for any photos that might have me in it. That's me running away, and these are through the 4 years or so that I lived there, and there's generally some meaning behind each one, but I wanted the photos to sort of say something about the city. That's through the streetcar window as we were passing by. Something that said something about my experience there, and the things that I enjoyed and that I loved about it. I like that you can see a little bit of moon there in the sky. There's just so many different experiences. This photo is of the gentleman that let me stay on his couch, a friend of the family, when I was homeless for a bit, before I got the bachelor apartment. And so there's some meaning there. And this was at the lake. There's loneliness and solitude. You know? I lived in a really beautiful area. That's another self-portrait. And even though I didn't get outside very much, whenever I did, it was really interesting for me. I could always find something in that beautiful city. That's the same wall. They redid it. Of course, the hour at the time. George Strombo. You know, there's just different things that one can enjoy about the city. I'm from a small town, and people sometimes they just, oh, this is the camera I took many of my photos with. I took a photo of it with a Nikon, but this is the camera that most of my photos in the later years were taken with. It's a Fujifilm. You know, this is the Beaches Jazz Fest. That's Suzanne Damour. You'll find her online. That's Rob Christian. These are back when I worked at the CN Tower. This was a hot dog stand. I put my camera on whatever I had. I set it on the side of the hot dog stand. I'm the one in the blue coat. And I just used whatever was around me, and this was a self-timer down in the beaches. This was my favorite place, the Starbucks, of course. Here I am. I was there so much. CN Tower, I worked there for a bit. Yeah. This is the gravesite of on my father's side. Family is buried in that in Toronto. Then I tried to get some seasons in here. Winter, and Queen West was a big place for me. Graffiti Alley, which is so colorful. I took this self-portrait by putting my Fujifilm on a ledge and then taking the picture with the Nikon. But I was actually taking a picture with the Fujifilm of me pretending to take a picture with the Nikon. I loved streetcars. This is just a couple pictures of what you can see around there. I loved different details. A fella through the window of a bookstore. You know? That was my father when he visited. He grew up in the area, so he has memories of there. I see the CN Tower often. People loved. These are some older people and then some younger people. You know, you can just, you know. I liked seeing the joy of people And this is actually a friend of mine, Janine JB. She's running into the water. Different people, different time, but you just see a beautiful day. And this is one of my favorite events in Toronto, Nuit Blanche. And, you know, people have fun. And, you know, people really love that. This was an art installation that had huge lineups, and this was a smaller independent sort of art, and you just notice the difference between what would get people's attention. These are a couple photos from the Horseshoe Tavern. Graydon James and the young novelists were playing. Trinity Bellwoods, beautiful park, one of my favorites in the city. And some more Strombo. Then on Queen West. I love the color treatment I did of these photos. That was very nice. This is one of my favorites, Harbourfront. It's just, and this isn't there anymore, I don't believe. I never went there, I just found the picture interesting. Filming happens a lot in Toronto, and this was right in my neighborhood where I was living in it's for an episode of Bomb Girls, I think. I'm not sure, I don't remember. But look at that, people dressed up before, and then the car. This was a sunrise. I was on the pier, Willow Pier, that I named it, and there's a whole bunch of guys out there hanging out and greeting the sunrise, and again, joy, you know, it was just great. This is one of me walking away, a self-timer. And here's another one, but this one is me and a friend, my friend Shar, and this is shortly before I moved away from Toronto to return to St. Thomas, Ontario, and I was sad about moving. She had just moved to the area, so this was that was on the boardwalk. And this last one is, you can see the CN Tower. This is me on the rocks again, my silhouette. Any of the photos where I'm in is self-timer now. I was more concentrating on getting Toronto, but you can just look at that. Waves. So, it's mostly the beaches, but it's also downtown, and just some of the events, Busker Fest and Nuit Blanche, and, you know, wow. Those actually came out really, really nice. Look at that. So, and these two were favorites of mine. I was on the pier, and I liked how that looked. Balmy Beach Club is there. I could have gone over and over this a lot to make changes, but I really wanted to finish it before I turned 35, and it's either a nice photo book or it's an expensive photo album, but yeah. I found this interesting. Same night, Nuit Blanche, and this is the window at the bay, you know, Couture, I believe. I don't know. I just sort of trying to remember. And all the people that were looking. And this was an art installation in the Distillery District. My comment about art. Art appreciation. Yeah, so this was a capsule of my time there. And, if you're interested, it's available at blurb.com. I'll share the link below. And thanks for taking a look. I really love that city.